Howdy folks, welcome to the Fingerpicking Workshop for August 7th, 2025. I've got 16 examples, including, if you can make it all the way to number 9, you get a special famous tune that we're going to work into our Fingerpicking Workshop. First of all, we're going to start out with just 2 fingers. Now you could use whatever 2 fingers you want. You want to use the thumb on the big string, but you could use whatever finger you like down here. I suggest maybe starting with the first, maybe go to the second, eventually go to the third, because if you have each finger on its own string eventually, that ring finger will have to get that smallest string and get used to doing that. So what we have here is we're going to go 2 on the big one to little string, 2, 4, and each time we're going to go up to a big note, we're going to go to that little note. So it's 2, 4, 5, 4, 2, 0, 2. That's example number 1. Okay, so let's try that. That was 2 to the little one, 4 to the little one, 5 little one. So 2, 4, 5, 4, 2, 0, 2, and we'll end with the little one. So here we go. 3, 4. Let's try that twice in a row. 3 and 4 and. And again. Okay, so that's a good easy one to get you started. Now we're going to switch our high note to the second string and do the same stuff. So you might use like your middle finger there, because if you think about it, each one of these would have its own string eventually, for more complicated stuff. So we're going to have 2 to the second string. And we're going to do the 2, 4, 5, 4, 2, open, 2 again. Let's try that. 3, 4, and. Let's try it twice in a row. 3 and 4 and. And. Okay, now we're going to switch it to the G string as our alternate note. Then it starts getting weird in here. We've got those notes that are right next to each other, causing a lot of dissonance. And then we got notes that are exactly the same on the way back. So this one's kind of interesting. So 2, 4, 5, 4, 2, open, 2. And that was with the G string. So let's take a review of all these. First we have the E string one, 3 and 4 and. Now the B string. Now the G string. Okay, so you work on your speed, you get a little faster. Okay, now let's move on to number 4. We have. So we're going to start moving the bass note around. So we have 2 on the big one. We're going to go only with the small string as our alternate note. 2 and then open on the G. 2, 4, 2, open, back to the big 2. So. Let's try that. 3 and 4 and. And again. Okay, now we're on number 5. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to use the second string as our alternate note. Let's try that. 3 and 4 and. I'll do another fingerpicking lesson that gets into more classical approaches, like to get really fancy with like. So you might get like double notes on all those opens. And in classical, you also have that like. So you got got that triple thing. So those are advanced things that we'll talk about. Okay, so we were on number 5. Now we're gonna go to number 6. We're gonna start with the open. We're gonna change this to the first finger over here. So open to big 2, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, open. So you gotta get your thumb in the right spot back here to make it comfortable to be able to hit all those notes. So the pinky can reach there. So now if we switch the bass note here, this is like an E minor type thing. We can switch the bass note and still be an E minor to this G string, so it makes it a lot easier. Okay, so number 6 was, let's try that, 3 and 4 and, now we're going to have the G in the bass, 3, 4. And again. Now we're going to switch the alternating note, or the kind of bassier note, to the second string. Okay, so that's starting to sound familiar. So here goes your special number 9. It's Painted Black by the Rolling Stones. That's your special. You unlocked the secret special gift of the lesson, which was Painted Black. Give you a little cover in there, a little famous riff. So we got 2 to start with, and then we're gonna go open, open, and then 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, open. And then we have to switch to this other chord, which is like a kind of a B chord with these 2 4s here on the G and the B strings. We're gonna start with the 5 on the second string. That type of a thing. I guess you just kind of, the way I do it, I kind of stop on that second string. This isn't exactly like how they did it, but it's kind of like how I've been doing it a lot live, for years and years. It's probably a little easier than the way they actually do it, So anyway, if you want some Painted Black chords, here's another added bonus. We're gonna have E minor, D, G to D, E minor. Band I was in, Whitewater Ramble, we kind of did it like 3, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 3, which isn't exactly right, but it's kind of like stuck in my head, so that's how I do it now, E minor, D, G to D. Now this time you go A, B7, and the solo section is just E minor, B7. And I have some lessons on that where it gets into the harmonic minor scale and how to kind of solo over Painted Black for the baritone ukulele. So check that one out. I'll put a link up here someplace.